Hi, I'm Pat from Squatch Bikes, and this is my brand new gearbox belt-driven Zerode mountain bike. Yes, I know it's dirty, but I've had it since April and I can't stop riding it. And to be honest, I wanted to make sure that it was really good before we did a video about it, because it could be bad, and we don't want to lie to you.
What is this? Where did this come from? Is this real?
That's gross.
Dare you to lick it.
No.
Give you $1.
No!
So what makes this more than just another mountain bike? It really is the first thing I've had in a long time that is not a refinement, it's more of a big leap forward. It is an all-mountain enduro style bike that removes the derailleur system off the bike. We have a full housed gearbox inside that is impervious to weather and trail grit and grime. And then we also have a belt drive, which removes the chain off the bike. The whole bicycle is driven off the belt, which is also impervious to weather. It's light, it's super durable, and my goodness, is it quiet. So what really makes this bike different? Obviously, it's the gearbox and the belt drive. And that manifests in a way on the trail that I just haven't experienced before. It is quiet, it's composed. It also has the most solid underpower feel I've ever experienced. When you put power through the bike, it doesn't feel like anything behind you is bending or flexing or kind of groaning under that power. I think the best way to describe what this bike is good at, we kind of have to get into the nitty-gritty of what current mountain bikes are bad at. And that's a tough conversation because it's pretty hard to buy a bad mountain bike today. The suspension is incredible. The frame materials are unbelievable. Wheels are phenomenal. Brakes are getting really good. So let's talk about why this bike is different in a good way. The last thing on a mountain bike that really needs an upgrade is the drivetrain. It's the derailleur system. It's the most exposed. It's susceptible to impacts, to damage, to weather and all that. And the gearbox is completely self-contained. It's out of the way. It's at the bottom of the bike. It couldn't care less what kind of condition or weather that you're riding through. It really doesn't care about things like water.
Man, I gotta walk across this dang river because I don't want to get my derailleur wet because I just lubricated my chain. It's ridiculous that I have to think about this. Well, at least my headset doesn't have cables in it. I'm just really bad at walking apparently. But you know what? At least my feet are frozen, but my derailleur is still lubricated. Huzzah!
So let's talk about the real reason that we are now dealers of Zerode bikes. And to me personally, it is about the balance between integration and innovation. And you're gonna get me started on it. I'm gonna start yelling about things like high idler pivots and pulleys and headset routed cables. And you know what? This is a long time coming. We're gonna talk about all this right now. I'm gonna yell about a bunch of stuff. I've got it. I don't need to fake it. I hate that this is where our bike industry has gone, is that we've got people. Lemony Snicket, or what do they say? What's the saying? Lickety split, that's the one. I'm genuinely upset now that I've been yelling about this. You're making me beat up grass. Suspension performance is what we're all chasing. We all want a bike that climbs better, that's more active in the rough stuff, and can take those big aggressive hits. There's a reason that this is a very simple suspension layout, is because it doesn't need to have crazy linkage or high pivots to get it to track super well or work as good as it does suspension-wise, because there is no drivetrain influence. Everything's in the gearbox. I forgot what I was gonna say next. Let's talk about the reason that we're all here. It's riding mountain bikes. Free and clear suspension means it's smooth and active, which is what we all want. We all know that it's gonna do really well downhill because it is a big travel, 160 bike, all the weight's dead center. What I didn't expect when I got it is how good of a climber it was gonna be. It's not a gravel race bike. It will not keep up with your cross-country friends. That's not what it's about. But tech climbing, There's so much grip in the back end, and the gear range is humongous. A standard mountain bike today is between 500 and 520% range, and this is 600. Super wide, so you've got super low climbing gears, really high, tall gears for when you're moving downhill. So we've talked about up, now let's talk about the middle ground, flow trails. I was pleasantly surprised. The way that this bike has its weight centered and balanced really allows it to pivot from the middle. That's the whole point of a low center of gravity. So there's not extra weight of a cassette and a derailleur and everything else behind your feet. This bike is so good in the rough stuff. The harder you push it, the faster you push it, it doesn't make any noise. There is no chain to slap, so there's no chain slap. There's no derailleur on the back, so there's no derailleur to smack around. This happens to be built on an Onyx hub as well, so there's no free hub body sound. So the only thing you hear, genuinely, is tires. And the way that that manifests, in my experience as the rider, is confidence. This bike is awesome. It's so good as a mountain bike. We are full dealers at Squatch Bikes. We're always happy to get you one or build you something custom. I am too excited to not go ride this, so I'm leaving. You can stay here, and bye. Well, I'm stuck now. I had glasses in my hand. You know what you do with your river shoes when you don't want to get them wet? It's in the bushes. Okay, ready? Derailleur person, take one and only, because I'm not walking through this twice.
I'm doing good. Do that again.
I think that was good.
No.
John's already standing in the river.
It's good. It's fine.
My feet are frozen and I'm not even in yet.
Thanks, John. Water shoes? What happened to Amy? Oh, snap. Full commit. How'd you change?
Not great.
Look at it just dripping. Oh, it's not dripping lubricant. It's water. Oh, is it wet? Is that what they mean?
That's what that means.
Do I need any wet lube? No, it's just fine. That's why gearbox bikes are awesome.